Okay.
All right, Thomas. What's your name?
My name is Thomas Tolliver. I live at 335 East 3rd Street at the corner of East 3rd and Ohio. And I've lived in this neighborhood for 13 years. And that's too recent to have been in the heyday of the East End neighborhood. Because when I came here, it was a neighborhood in decay, I think. And in recent years, in my 13 years here, in the recent years, I've noticed a trend that frankly disturbs me or concerns me. And this is what I want to address. I read the property transfers every Sunday morning in the newspaper. I read the property transfers like a country preacher reading the Bible on Sunday morning. And I follow 40508 real close. And I oftentimes will go out and look at these properties that have been transferred if I don't know the property right offhand. And the trend that I think I'm seeing is the conversion of owner-occupied housing to rental housing. That concerns me. I live on a corner, and I know Ohio Street really, really well. And in the last perhaps 2 or 3 years, I can point to 2 or 3 properties. That's no exaggeration. I can give you names of the dead people who have died on Ohio Street. Their properties have become rental properties. Now, I'm not trying to say that renters are bad people or that landlords are bad people. But I don't believe that you can stabilize a residential neighborhood by adding merely more rental property. That's my point. Is I want to see the neighborhood stabilized, and I think it's got to be done through owner-occupied housing. So I would ask the planners of this project to keep that in mind, to make room to work in owner-occupied housing as you formulate a plan, and not just on the side streets, but on the major streets like 3rd Street. Let me try to wrap it up.
I have some follow-up questions too.
Okay. Now, I recognize, and I'm not trying to say let's get rid of the renters or anything like that. I'm merely saying let's make room in our plan so that we get owner-occupied housing, because I think that's what stabilizes the neighborhood. I recognize, if I had to be, if you ask me, did you put a apartment building over here where Dr. Hammond's place is, or do you put 2 residential houses, or owner-occupied housing, or an apartment building for 15, 20 people? I say put the 2 houses, because I think the owner-occupied housing is what stabilizes. And I think you put an apartment, every week there's somebody moving out, and you can tell that by the trash at the trash bin. In fact, in those 2 houses, I want to see